What to do? So today's video is going to be about fasting. What is fasting? Is it safe to do? How you should fast? Why I think fasting is super great if you need a lot of fat to lose. And of course it's safe. If it wasn't safe, I wouldn't be talking about it. But anyways, what is fasting? Fasting is the voluntary absence of food. Key word, voluntary. So fasting is the voluntary absence of food. What that means is that you are purposely not consuming food. That's different from starvation. Starvation is the involuntary absence of food. That's starvation. But when we're talking about fasting, it's the voluntary absence of food. So you are choosing not to eat. And when people think about fasting, they're like, man, why are you fasting? Why are you not eating? Well, now in this day and age, we're so lucky to be around food all the time that fasting is a weird thing now. But in reality, fasting is something that we've always had to do throughout our evolutionary history. It's not like you can go to a supermarket back in 100,000 years ago. There is no supermarket that you can go to. So there were times where you didn't have food to eat. And so your body is very used to this. It knows that food is not totally abundant in unlimited amounts that we do have today. And religions fast. What is this word? Everyone knows this word. Breakfast. Break, fast. First you gotta fast so you can break the fast, so you can have breakfast. So that word originates from fasting, just breaking the fast. Because what? Every night you go to sleep, you're fasting. So everyone does fasting in some form or another. But we're gonna focus on fasting and weight loss. So the next question we're gonna go over is fasting safe? Is fasting safe? Let me pull up something real quick, okay? So there's a 27-year-old guy, male. He was somewhere about 460 pounds. That's not the exact weight, but he was around there, 460 pounds. He fasted for 382 days. He fasted for 382 days, only water and supplements. Water and supplements for 382 days. He was 460 pounds. After 382 days, where'd he go? He went to 180 pounds. 27-year-old male fasted. This is recorded. This is the longest recorded fast, known fast. 460 pounds, 382 days, water and supplements. He went down to 180 pounds. And on his account, he said he felt great throughout the fast. So is it safe? If one person could fast for a whole year, of course he had a lot of fat to lose, then yes, if you have a lot of fat to lose, fasting is going to be safe. Who is it not safe for? Who is it not safe for? You're talking about breastfeeding mothers, anorexic, pregnant mothers. You probably shouldn't be fasting. Okay? Pregnant mothers, breastfeeding mothers, you need the nutrients, and anorexic people who are already so severely underweight that they should be eating. Okay? Those are the people who shouldn't fast. So now we got that out of the way. Fasting's safe. What happens when you fast? When you don't eat? This is going to be for weight loss, okay? When you don't eat, you don't fast. If you've seen my other videos, you see that fasting lowers insulin, okay? A good 12 hours in the fast, your insulin's gonna be real low. What is it gonna do? You're gonna start burning fat storage. Maybe I shouldn't say fat storage, but energy. Okay? Let's say energy storage. What is that? If your insulin is low, you're gonna burn the energy that you already have in you. That's two sources, right? Glucose, which is glycogen, which is the store form in your body, or fats. Fats or ketones. So when you're fasting, you're gonna be burning your own, you're not eating anything, you're gonna be burning your own glucose. Once you burn your own glycogen glucose, you're gonna burn the fats. You're gonna start burning the fats. So a question people have is, hey, don't I just have to eat? Don't I have to eat all the time so I can retain my muscle? Well, the beautiful thing is your body's very, very smart. So when the insulin's low, you're fasting, what your body also does, it increases this little hormone here called growth hormone. So when you're fasting, your growth hormone goes up. And what growth hormone does, it retains your muscle. Again, the muscle is a very important part of your body. It has a lot of good things, you know. You could lift heavy things. You could run away from predators. Muscle is very valuable, a very valuable tissue, okay? Fat, on the other hand, what does fat do? Does it make you look good? Like muscle? Does it have any? Yes, it does have, it is an organ in itself. It does release hormones and it has its own effects, but we know too much of fat is not that great. So when you're fasting, your body growth hormone goes up, it retains your muscle, it doesn't want to burn your muscle. So when you burn all your glycogen, when you burn all the glycogen from fasting, your body's going to start going to storage fat. Fat in your body, what is it there for? It's basically stored energy. Stored energy. So fat is stored energy. So when you're fasting, you're going to tap into that stored energy. Okay? When you're not eating, you tap into the stored energy, you're going to burn the fat. Too many people don't fast because they're scared of this. They're scared of losing muscle. But in reality, fat is there for when you don't have food to eat. So it's a great way to lose fat if you have a lot of fat to lose. Okay? So next thing we're gonna go over is how can you start fasting? How can you start fasting? There's many ways. First, you can start, maybe if you're a beginner, it's something called intermittent fasting. You can start intermittent fasting, okay? So what intermittent fasting looks like would be, let's say if you're just very beginner, I would go 12. And what this means is that you go 12 hours fasted, 12 hours eating window. So let's say you stop eating at 8 p.m. You're not going to eat until 8 a.m. the next day. That's a 12-12 intermittent fasting pattern. Now, if you want to start, you can start off like that. It's going to be really great because sometimes you may notice people, they may eat late at night, 2 a.m. at night, 2 a.m. in, past midnight, and then they'll eat 8 a.m. the next day. So how long did they go fasting? Probably like 6 hours. That's barely a fast. So the next form I would go, let's go 16 hours fasted. 16, so that would be 8. So you're gonna, or they call it 16, 8, whatever. You understand. So you go 16 hours fasted, 8 hours eating window. The example, I don't want my math to be so wrong that everyone's like, man, why am I listening to this guy? But let's say you stop eating at 8 p.m. 16 hours, 8 p.m., what is that? 8 a.m. plus 4 hours. You wouldn't eat until 12 p.m. the next day. Okay, so you get the scheduling. You get the overall 16-8, okay? A lot of people like to go 24. So 20 hours fasted, 4 hours eating window. And some people even go 1 meal a day. So that's called OMAD. If you really want to be aggressive with it, okay, I would eat OMAD. 1 meal a day, a lot of meat to get you filled, a lot of meat, low in the refined carbohydrates, the sugar, and I'll eat 1 meal a day. And you'll see amazing fat loss results with 1 meal a day. But of course, that's hard for some people. You know, maybe 1 meal a day, you really can't get all those calories in one sitting. So I will go maybe 1-2 meals a day. I'll go intermittent fasting. And the next type of fasting you could do, it's, you know, with a long day, 24 hours plus. Now, there's a lot of people out there, like we mentioned earlier, there's a guy who went 382 days without food. Of course, he was really big. He had a lot of weight to lose. But there's some people, you know, they try to go 7 days, 14-day fast, 30-day fast. And I used to think that, oh, maybe that's a good thing, but maybe that's not such a good thing anymore. You know, you don't want to go overdo the fasting. Obviously, you have a lot of weight to lose. You accumulate a lot of storage in the day. Go ahead, man. You need to fast. But if you are at a healthy weight, it's not really a healthy thing to go without food for a long period of time. So to start out, maybe a long hour fast, you could do this once a week. Once a week. So you do a 24-hour fast once a week. That's a perfect way to get started. I remember the first time I did a 24-hour fast. I did it, I was like, wow. At first you're like, wow, who can go 24 hours without food? That sounds ridiculous. But when you first do it, you realize, oh wow, that wasn't so bad. All you do is, let's say you stop eating at 6 p.m. You skip dinner. You don't eat. You go to sleep. And all you do is wait until the next day, 6 p.m. the next day. And you realize, oh, that's not too bad. I just skipped dinner and then I have a long type of fast in the morning. The hardest thing about the 24-hour fast is at night, personally for me, to go without food that night. And then in the morning, once you go to work, go work out, you don't feel that hungry. So 24-hour fast, once a week, that's a great way to get started for a long-term fasting. Now, if you want to do even more than that, go try your 3-day, your 7-day fast. I tried those before too. It was a great kind of experience, just knowing that once you go 3 to 7 days without food, you realize, oh, I really don't need to give into my hunger signals. Just because my body is telling me that I'm hungry does not mean I need food or else I'm gonna die, right? So another thing too, when you're talking about hunger, a lot of people don't want to fast because they don't want to deal with this thing called hunger. But when you realize that hunger comes in waves, what this means is, let's say you're feeling hungry. This is what you're feeling right now. The hunger, right? You don't eat. Guess what? The hunger goes away. And next thing you know, a few hours later, you might feel hungry again. But guess what? After a few minutes, you drink some water, you get some salt in you, the hunger goes away. Hunger comes in waves. So you don't have to give in to your hunger every time. Sometimes your hunger is there just because it's your body is just so used to eating lunch at 2 p.m. It's so used to eating lunch at 2 p.m. that it's expecting food to come in. But when you don't give it food, what happens? The hunger just goes away and you feel normal again. Not only do you feel normal, you might even feel great. So that's how we're gonna go about fasting, okay? So if you have a lot of fat to lose, you wanna start fasting. You wanna start, I would definitely go 12 at first. Go on 12-hour fast every day. Go try to do that 24-hour fast once a week. It's safe. It's not dangerous if you're drinking water, you know. Even some people do dry fast. People do dry fast, they don't even drink water, but I've never tried that. So water, salt. So what can you eat on a fast? Of course, you're not gonna eat anything, right? You're gonna have 0-calorie drink. 0-calorie drinks. People like to drink, of course, okay, that's just number one, water plus salt. You wanna get some Redmond real salt, okay? You want some electrolytes with you. So the Redmond real salt. 0-calorie drinks, you can get water and salt. That's gonna be the base of what you consume on a fast. Some people are pure, they just want to go with the water and salt, that's fine. Some people, they'll add some tea. Some people, they'll drink the coffee. Water, tea, and coffee. Just stick to those beverages while you are fasting. Those are the 0-calorie drinks. But if you just want to lower your insulin and you don't want to do a pure type of fast, go ahead and add some bone broth. The bone broth, you're gonna add some salt in it. You can get the electrolytes. You can get the minerals from the bones. That is what you can consume on a fast. And that should really wrap up this video. You already know what fasting is, if it's safe, what you eat, what you don't eat on a fast, what you can consume on a fast, and how long you should fast. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. Peace out.